Today we are giving some love to another season of Power Rangers Mystic Force. Okay? Now, this is going to be a long one. I ask you guys to sit back, relax, enjoy, and remember, hit the like and subscribe button. And as always, I cannot give you anything until I give you guys some news. And here's some news from the world of Marvel. The release date for Moon Knight Season 2 has been announced. I will not be spoiling it, but it's going to be a lot of fun, guys. I ask that all of you remember to find it and watch it. Another piece of news from the world of Marvel is that they have reportedly replaced Kang the Conqueror. Now, I personally thought the actor that played him before did not a bad job, but hey, it's just me talking. Another piece of news is the fact that I hope everyone has seen the trailer for Transformers Rise of the Beast. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, everybody. And sooner or later, I might give you guys a history of Transformers Generation 2. I might remake that one. I don't know yet. You're going to have to sit and watch. And remember, hashtag Restore the Snyderverse is still our official sponsor. And it has been announced that the Snyderverse has been sold to Netflix. However, it is just rumors for now. We may get returns of Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. We may get returns of all of them. It is all just rumors for now. Let's get into today's episode. And remember, hit the like and subscribe button. Power Rangers Mystic Force would grace the airwaves of television in February of 2006. It would have its final episode in November of later that same year. It was a part of the ABC Saturday morning lineup. Now here's the thing about Power Rangers Mystic Force. From Mystic Force to RPM, the seasons were shorter. They were eight episodes shorter due to the fact that Disney was trying to sell the rights to Power Rangers to Lionsgate so they could buy Star Wars. Now, this means that a lot of episodes never aired. This includes the crossover episode between Mystic Force and SPD. That's just one thing. Now that we've gotten through the non-fiction origin, let's get into the fiction origin, shall we? It's going to be a long one, but hey, remember, hit that like and subscribe button. In another dimension years ago, an army of the undead came from the underworld to wage war with their top general Mordecai. However, the surface world had their 5 great warriors, the 5 great mystics who fought against this army of darkness, led by the greatest knight of them all, and his name was Lianbo, the great warrior himself. Now, Lianbo was the warrior of fire, and like I said before, he was dragging the spirits of the underworld and their undead armies into the underworld and sealing the gates behind him. However, when this happened, the master of all evil, he took control of Lianbo's spirit and turned him into Korag the Night Wolf, his most obedient soldier. Now, the sorceress Udana decided to keep the wands of the 5 great warriors because in the human world, there were the 5 great mystics who had their powers. Years later, there was a crack in the gates due to an earthquake, and this caused the darkness to return. More specifically, the darkness's most powerful warrior, Korag. After this, Udana, the white sorceress, has no choice but to assemble the Mystic Force Rangers. Their names are Nick, the Red Ranger, Xander, the Green Ranger, Chip, the Yellow Ranger, Madison, the Blue Ranger, and finally, Vita, the Pink Ranger. Udana, the White Ranger, took on Korag, the Night Wolf, and was soundly defeated. After this, Korag stole the White Ranger's Mystic Snow Staff, and then he used it to increase his power. Udana then gives them their new magic wands, which also happen to be cell phones. And these magic wands also happen to be their Mystic Force morphers. Skipping some stuff here and there, they morph into their Ranger modes and fight their first battle. And later on, Nick, the Red Ranger, finally morphs into the Red Ranger, and he defeats Korag. This is after he finally admits that he believes in magic, and he manifests the power of the Red Mystic Ranger. It was pretty cool, guys. It's pretty fun to watch. And there you have it. That is the origin of Power Rangers Mystic Force. Now, let's move on to important moments, shall we? The first important moment you need to know about is the fact that Bowen, Lianbo and Udana's son, is actually spoiler alert, Nick the Red Ranger. Now, Bowen was taken to the human world by Phineas. Phineas the Trollman, half troll, half goblin. Now he was taken into the human world to keep safe. This is after the next important moment that we're going to talk about. The next important moment that you need to know about is the fact that Imperius, who is one of the greatest dark wizards that works for the Master, he once fought alongside of Daggeron and Lianbo. Daggeron, the Solaris Knight. Now, Daggeron and Lianbo are two very noble warriors, but Imperius, he was jealous of the fact that Daggeron had a closer relationship with Lianbo than he did. So he betrayed Lianbo to the forces of darkness and turned from Kalinor to Imperius. Now the next important moment that you need to know about is when we meet Lili Penvari. Rearrange the letters in her last name, and her last name spells out vampire. She's not just a vampire, she's daughter of Necroli, the queen of the vampires. And Necroli and Lili, they have a very strange relationship. But at the end of the series, Necroli turns over a new leaf and becomes good and saves Daggeron at one point. Now the final important moment that you need to know about is when Lianbo returns and becomes the Wolf Warrior, Defender of Truth. This is after Necroli found the 10 Terrors, and the 10 Terrors destroyed Lianbo to release the Master. Now let's talk about my top 5 favorite moments. I have 5 favorite moments. My 5th favorite moment is when Daggeron and Imperius had a bound battle. For those of you who don't know, a bound battle is when you chain up 2 fighters and they have to fight with swords only, no other weapons or magic. Now, in the fight, Imperius cheated and used magic to defend himself against Daggeron, but before that, it looked pretty cool. Now, my 4th favorite moment is when the Power Rangers turn into the legendary Titan mode. Now, here's the difference between the Mystic Force Rangers and every other Ranger. The Mystic Force Rangers actually turn into their Zords, and all the Zords come together to form the Titan Megazord. And the Titan Megazord is controlled as if it were a chessboard. They control the Titan Megazord through strategic moves. It's pretty cool, guys. My 3rd favorite moment is when we see the Red Ranger's Battleizer. Now, Fireheart is a dragon, okay? A dragon that they found earlier in the series. Now, Fireheart grew pretty big, and he was able to combine with Nick the Red Ranger to form the Red Dragon Fire Ranger. It was pretty cool to see, alright? My 2nd favorite moment is Korag's trial. In this episode, Korag is on trial by Imperius because Imperius wants to get rid of him. However, in this episode, we figure out why Korag is who he is. He's a warrior of darkness, but he is bound by nothing but honor. And we figure out why, and we dig deep into this in this episode. My number 1 favorite moment is the episode known as Dark Wish Part 3. In this episode, the Rangers get their Legend Warrior power. It is pretty cool, guys. Now, with all that said and done, let's talk powers and abilities, shall we? The Mystic Force Rangers' access to the Morphing Grid is organic. It is limited by magic and or their connection to belief in it. They are the only Power Rangers in Power Ranger history to wear capes. They unlock different types of spell codes, which give them all sorts of different powers. Now, the only 3 that have weapons are the Red, Green, and Yellow Rangers. The Red Ranger has a sword, the Green Ranger has an axe, and the Yellow Ranger has a crossbow. They are, first and foremost, mystics. They are sorcerers. They are magic users. They are powerful enough. They're equally as powerful as John Constantine. Their magic is controlled through spells. They have to follow the rules of good magic, which means they are not allowed to use their powers to harm the innocent, lest they turn over to the dark side. All I'm saying is that they are the mystics. They are very, very powerful mystics at that. One more thing you should know about them is that the Mystic Force Rangers are the only Rangers to turn into their Zords. Pretty cool stuff. Thank you guys so much for joining me on another episode of The Curtis Zone. I, your humble and handsome host, Dylan J. Curtis, thank you so much and ask that you hit that like and subscribe button. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or if you just want to make a request for a history of episode or any episode period, leave it in the comment section down below. I'll get back to you. One more thing. We are still doing versus battles. So if you guys have any ideas about versus battles, leave it in the comment section down below. All right? Thank you so much. Bye for now.